everybody, welcome back to the dumbest modeling channel on all of YouTube, Pit Stain Hobbies. I'm your host, Captain Schwartz. Ironic for a German U-boat, but let's go with it, all right? It's YouTube. We're going to start on pack 4 of the awesome Hachette Collections U96 U-Boat. Link below, go check them out, and it helps the channel. And it's just a really cool model. It's going to be absolutely massive. I actually had to order a new camera tonight because these models are so big. I don't know how to film them properly sometimes. So for like the finales, it's like really hard to get a good dramatic shot of the whole thing. So we solved that problem with what we call money. So every like, every comment, every subscribe, every share, it all helps just kind of stem the bleeding because we don't make nearly as much on this channel as we spend. That being said, we've got stage 13 here, which is just a little electric motor and a plastic cable. Here's what we got. That's stage 13, and there's a few screws. So what we're gonna do, and the ever important sticker for the wire. There we go. Again, Ian needs to upgrade his cameras. Larger plug. Okay. There's a smaller plug and a larger plug, or more correctly, a JST connector. So we're going to take the little label here. We're going to wrap her around the wire near the larger JST connector. Squeeze it on there. There we go. M3. And this one will go into this connector. Make sure you line up the pins correctly, or else you'll have a bad day. And there we go. Don't force it. Just clicks right in. There we are. Another little motor. I'm going to save our screws here. And other than shoving a couple torpedoes into, was it tubes 2 and 4? Which are tubes 2 and 4? I can't read. I know there's numbers on these. Yeah, this is 2 and 4. The 2 is still visible right there. It's really almost impossible for me to show you that barely visible number 2, but it's there. So that's tubes 2 and 4. They'll want you to shove a couple of your torpedoes in there. And that is it for stage 13. So let's scroll through Todd's instructions. I'm using the myU96build.com website for instructions. The PDFs are fine, but I like Todd's website better. And he's gonna, do a few cool things that I want to do as well. So now we've got kit 14, stage 14, kit 14, whatever, parts pack 14. And we've got a couple of momentary contact switches and some threaded rods and a bunch of gears and a gearbox. And this should be a fun stage. Let's make a little room over here. Save those screws from the other stage. Plastic in the garbage. I would recycle it, but my county just throws it in the landfill anyway, so it's like, what's the damn point? But not to be all doom and gloom. We've got some screws here we need to identify because the baggies are not identified. There are no letters on these baggies. So we've got, okay, that's a bale of chain. So the DP screws are the more numerous, and the BP, you only get 3. So we got to kind of remember that. So that's BP and DP, and I forgot what these were. Something P. I think these were CP. I'll put those in the middle. I got to get my screw organizer out. I should just do that now. I'll be right back. All right, so I've got my my screw organizer, which is a bead organizer, which you can get at the Amazon link below. It's in the, I think, tools and equipment or supplies, whatever I use. I got a couple shopping lists there. I got to refine that and like break it out a little more. It's kind of a big jumble. But we've got our BP and DP screws. Those were BP, not CP. And we've got to start getting things attached. Oh, the wire tie guy from the factory. My arch nemesis. Oh man, this guy is so annoying. Stop wire tying everything. Just fold them up and shove them in the package. All right. We've got this whole octopus here. Okay, well, it's not an octopus. It's a duopus. Um, there we go. Okay, so we got two legs here, and this first one is has black leads, and it's marked with a number 2, and this other one is probably also marked with, I don't know what it's marked with. I can't read this. This is ridiculous. 64 and 30. On this side it says Z21 and Z2. I don't know. Whatever. We want it in this orientation, and we're going to take it. I'm going to shove it onto this top of the gearbox here, and there's a little pinhole for it and a spot for the screw to go in. So we're going to put that right on there and get a BP screw in there. One sec. All right, so we're going to zoom in just a little bit here so we can go to the next step. We are going to take this part here, and there's a little gear hidden under that box. We're going to pop it right onto the end of that. Alrighty, so that's good. We're focused-ish. Take this box this way, and we're going to fit the gears in just like that. Excuse the throat clearing. Now we've got to grab this thing out of here, these two little parts, and we're going to spin this little lever on here a few turns as we want about 3 threads-ish showing out of there, just like that. This is all very... Keep threading it on. Okay, there we go. We're going to keep threading it on. I gotta go through Todd's website before I do this. There we go. We're going to keep threading it on there. Not until it passes the threads, because it'll just kind of flop around. But we want to get it so there's a bit of that shaft sticking out of there, but not any threads. So we want it right to the edge. Use your magnifiers if you feel they're appropriate. And then we're going to take this pack, this little part here out of the pack, and get this mounted in there. We want this little lever straight up. And we're going to put it on to this down here. Okay, but before that, we're going to squirt a little schmoo in there. Because you know me and schmoo. I love my schmoo. So we're going to... I got this stuff. It's in my Amazon link below. You can find it there. Squirt a little. And we'll roll this around. Just a little bit of schmoo. I'm a big schmoo fan. Love me some schmoo. I like schmoo on my potato skins. I like schmoo on my mozzarella sticks. Schmoo on my buffalo wings. Schmoo on my french fries. But this kind of schmoo I only use for models. I do not put that schmoo on anything. Just models. It's not like Frank's Red Hot. Okay. We want to get this thing pushed down in there pretty well. And we've got schmoo in that bottom gear there, so we don't necessarily need to schmoo this upper gear too much. And we've got schmoo in the gear below this, so we don't need to schmoo that too much. Keep the schmoo inside the box. Oh dear, Ian. Oh man. Sorry, children. Okay. Then we will take our lever straight up and down and make sure you get it into that slot on the gearbox top. You got to get these lined up just right. There we go. Okay. So now the lever should be just touching that limit switch right there. Okay? So when we rotate things, see it moves? So this way it knows when it hits its limit switch. And then we're going to keep holding it shut, and get 4 DP screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 sec, please. Okay. Now what you want is you want to rotate this front wheel here, okay, until this white little lever just barely touches that limit switch. So when you see it start to move, back it off just a hair. That's where you want it. That's the calibration point. We've got another little wheel here, and that is all that's left in our baggie besides the anchor chain. Oh, dear God, the throat clearing is strong with this one tonight. All right, let's get the anchor chain out of there. Get our left-handed scissors in our right hand, as is customary in this. Oh, yeah, that's just how I roll. I don't know if they're left-handed or right-handed, or they're just made for tiny little Japanese fingers. But those Tamiya decal scissors are quite nice. We're going to put our anchor chain up. Nope. That. Pliers. Hello. Stuff in the way. Put our little anchor chain on there. And then we got to super glue the other side on here, so that there's this little notch, and that goes over the anchor chain, and that will capture it in place like that. So that's going to be our winch system. So let me get that super glued on there, and I'll show you the final result. Alrighty, well, we've got our little wheel glued together here, and now what we got to do is put in our little motor, and you can see there's a little cross-shaped hole in there. We got to get that into there, get those down, and then get 2 BP screws onto that. And don't over tighten them. You don't want to split these mounting ears. Just get them snug. All right. 1 sec. All right. So now our assembly's together. We got to shove it in through here, but we got to get the anchor chain over the top of this cross member and out of this hole. To do that, I had this grand plan. I was going to take a rare earth magnet, put it on the hole, dangle the chain near it, and pull it out. However, damn anchor chain's not magnetic. The one time I needed you to be magnetic, something. But we got to put this in through the bottom here. So what we're going to do is we'll grab the anchor chain like this. And this is all not going to be easy to see. I'm going to take a pair of tweezers, squeeze them in to the opening on the side of the hull for the anchor chain, and try to pinch the chain and grab it. Because I think that's probably the best course of action here. This is going to be a long video too. Ow! Oh, I just broke. Son of a... Oh, time for a new pair of magnifiers. Let's see if they stay on my head at all. Okay, there's bits of plastic falling everywhere from me hitting those things. I think when I screamed, the dog started barking upstairs. Well, I was probably like, oh, he hurt himself again. Ha ha. Probably. Let's grab this with our needle nose and see if we can feed it to our tweezers. Yes! We got it. We fed it to our tweezers. And we got it out of the hole. And now... Oh, God. Well, so much for that. All right. Well, it's a matter of time before those things exploded on me. So now that that chain is out, we're going to do a little, just a little precautionary taping here. Oh, we don't want to have to go through that fiddly bit again. But that was it. I shoved the tiny needle nose in the hole, and I kind of fed drooped it down into them, grabbed it, yanked it right out. That worked great. I don't know what Todd did, but that worked for me. So let's go here. Tape. Doesn't want to stick. I got my greasy mitts. I'm using so much schmoo. I probably got a little bit of schmoo all over the outside of this thing. We're gonna get that taped in there, and then we got to kind of finagle this thing up here and over these two studs here. So we got to get it in there. Boom! Drops right in. So then 1, 2 DP screws are going to go in there to hold that little gearbox motor assembly for the anchor chain in. And let me get those in, and I'll be right back. Okay, time to test our gearbox and motor, which we probably should have done before we installed it. But let's hold our chain here. Come on. Let's hold our chain here, and we got it connected up, the U3, M3 to this, and the batteries. And it pulls the chain in, and then if we give it slight tug, and it goes out. There we go. Very nice. I'm going to tape that back down so we know that works. Cool. So far everything that we've tested has in fact worked. This is not hooked up yet, so our limit switches don't understand what they're doing, so the thing just kind of keeps going back and forth as of right now. And we got a 3-wire M3. We haven't tested that yet. That's for a different motor. But we did test our M1 torpedo bay doors, and those worked as well. So that's all a very good sign. Let's unplug our battery pack from the test board. Don't leave that plugged in. Just I don't know why, but don't. That's just what I'm saying. That's good. So lower and raise worked fine. If we do need to fine tune this at the end, we can actually trim this chain off a bit if we have to get the anchor to sit nice and snug in that little nook. I've done that before on models. Next we got, let's see, we got pack kit 15 coming up now. So some more throat clearing and some more of the interior. And it looks like I missed one of, I did, Ian, you dummy. I missed one of the torpedoes when I was doing my little painting session. So now I got to paint up a torpedo. I got to get out the brass paint, and I'm going to do the same thing I did to the other torpedoes. And let me get that done. And let's see what else we got going on here. I'm probably going to add a couple of little details to some of these things. Yeah, I'm definitely going to add a couple of highlights of color, I think. Yep. So on these little detail bits, if you can see, you know, there's little lines and things and wheels and straps and buttons and gauges and things. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to break out the little, the giant master set of these AK real color markers and pretty much follow along with Todd's lead and do very similar things. So we got, let's see what we got here. Yeah, we got some fun colors here. Light gray, Hellgrau. I love the names of the German colors are fantastic. And what do we got here? Rubber black. Rubber black is a great color. That is a fantastic color. And we're gonna do a few details with those. And you know, let me just give me a few minutes, and I'll be back with some painted bits. Okay, one sec, everybody. Alrighty. Well, we've got all our little plastic bits. We did a little bit of detail painting and just glued them down as per the instructions. Same thing with the torpedo. I'll show you what I used. So for the tail fin of the torpedo, we used Vallejo 70.801 brass, as well as the little propeller at the front. For the panel lining on the torpedo, I filled in those little holes and the little lines with a black Gundam marker. For these two dots, I used a gold Sharpie, which is less than ideal, but it's what I had. And then we used, like this greenish color. We used this Hellgrow light gray, which is a little greenish, and a little bit of like dark aluminum right there. And the rest of these little dark spots are all rubber black. These 8K markers are absolutely fantastic. If you want a discount on them, go to the link below to Michigan Toy Soldier and use code PITSTAIN2024 for 15% off total once you log into their website, like set up an account. So yeah, they'll give you 10% off when you sign up, but my code will get you an extra 5. It's something, and it's not a cheap set of paint markers, but they're fantastic. So that's it for that stage. Now we've got 16, and this floor. Let's take this out of here. Why not? Before the wife calls again. Honey, it's time to come upstairs. Listen, I don't want to come upstairs. I'm in my happy place. I'm downstairs. This floor is very nice. Very nice diamond plate texture. However, it's very blue. It's less blue in person than on camera because we get some like HDR thing going on here. It blows out some of the colors a little. But I think I'm gonna paint this more of a burnt iron from Mr. Hobby, or maybe something darker, like a Tamiya XF84 dark iron. That might be. I'm gonna figure it out. I might actually paint it a dark iron and then dry brush all the diamond plates if I want to get crazy. You could also weather up the walls. You could do washes on here. That might be fun. Acrylic washes would be great on these walls. But again, I have a lot of models going at once, so I have to kind of pick and choose my battles a little here in how much detail I put into everything. I want to do maximum detail on everything, but it's not always mentally possible in a psychological aspect of things. And we got a lot of stuff going on. But we also got the new from Hachette. We will have the post-apocalyptic, Australian Ford Falcon XB-GT, the black supercharged menacing vehicle coming in soon, and that is going to be absolutely amazing. So either way, thank you for watching so far. I'll be right back with this painted. I was about to end the video. I got to paint this, and then I'll be right back. One sec, everybody. Let's get a sound check going. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Alrighty. Well, yes. Oh, by the way, I found out I put this on upside down. It goes the other way around. So those two, it's fine. It looks perfectly fine either way. And our previously blue floor is now painted. And for that, I used, where is it? Here it is. Tamiya X10 gunmetal. And then I just hit it with some flat clear. I think it looks really, really nice like that. So just a little lick of paint on that. Speaking of a lick of paint, we got the rest of our parts here from 16. We're going to take these and make these beds look a little more lived in, as far as Todd says. So I have my silicone fidget popper here, which makes a great paint palette, by the way. And we're going to put a little bit of this. This is a Vallejo Game Wash 73-200 sepia shade. And we're just going to give these a quick washing. Okay, fairly big brush. Just kind of sloppily. Doesn't matter. Just get it on there. Okay, a little bit. There we go. Oh, a little dab will do you. This is like one of the cheapest Amazon brushes I own. It's leaving little freaking hairs all over the place. And they look kind of crappy right now, which they kind of should. And then I'm just going to blot most of it off. I got a clean spot. Uh-oh. Just going to blobby, blobby. Blobby, blobby, blobby. And I'll actually probably just use this little microfiber here. And there we go. It gives them a nice little messy look, like, you know, body soil from dirty diesel fuel soaked U-boat sailors. There we go, sepia shade Vallejo game wash. So let me let these dry. I'll be right back, and we're going to continue assembling this compartment in the front. One sec, please. Alrighty. Well, our little mattress-i, are sepia shaded now. So it looks like someone might have, maybe I slept in one of those one night after a few too many, and pooed myself. Yeah, no, strike that. Here we go. So we got these two little parts here. We got this little wheel, little valve handle doohickey. I'm gonna take this, and we are going to stick it right into that little hole right there, which is gonna be me cussing and using tweezers. So one sec. Okay, not the easiest thing to get in place, but we used our tweezers, and we just kind of like held them in here and then pushed down on the top of the tweezers, and it squeezed into its hole just fine. It's time to go to the mall. Apparently, I don't own fancy enough looking pants for, we have a trip coming up apparently in November. A lot of fancy people, so I dress like a bum. I wear cargo pants or cargo shorts. Those are the only two things I have, unless I'm going to a wedding or a funeral. Then I do have, you know, a suit. But yeah, nothing really in between. So I'll be back. I'm sorry. Okay, well, we're back from the mall, and I got some fancy clothes. We're gonna throw this little piece on here. Oh, come on, go in the holes, and then I'm just gonna hit it with a little extra thin cement from the back on these posts, and that will wick right in there. Just let that sit. And then we're gonna take this wall here and this little amazingly detailed control panel. Look at all those details. And we're gonna glue that sucker down here. It looks like it's such a nice decoration on there. It looks like, you know, one of those like Lego space station parts almost. Like, it looks really nice. Not that I have a Lego space station, but Lego does do some really nicely tampo printed bits. I'm gonna let that dry off. Oh my god. Oh, I'm so full from Shake Shack. Oh, first world problems. Now we're gonna glue all these little mattresses down to these rails here. So, I mean, 2 pins on the back of each mattress, if you want to call it a mattress. And we're just gonna get those glued down. So just give me a sec and I'll be right back. Oakley dokley. Well, that thing's glued down. I took a little sepia wash to this back wall, a la Todd on my U96build.com did, and I painted just a couple little details, some of the pipes and a little panel and that little emergency button, again using these lovely AK markers. These things are one of the best things I've gotten hobby-wise in a long friggin' time. They're so good. I can't speak highly enough. And we're going to take our bunks, and we got the tabs, and we're just going to get those tabbed in there. And I'm going to hit those with a little cement from behind, a little bit of our magic melty stuff, and I'm going to get the bottom one, but you want the one with the 2 holes at the top, okay, because there's like a railing or something that's going to go on there after that. So let me get those glued down, and I shall return shortly. Alrighty, our little bunks are glued in. Little schmoo on the back. It does melt paint, so you know, don't use it where you're going to see it, if you can help it. And then what we're going to do is just get this into these 2 tabs here. Yeah, it clips in there fairly well. And I'm going to get some cement on here and hold it vertically, like my life depended on it. And I'll be right back. Okay, all done. Very nice. That control panel looks amazing right there, by the way. It's beautiful. I didn't do anything to it. It just looks great right out of the package. It's really awesome. So we've got things done. We've got this little wall built here, and I don't know where this goes, how this, I guess this, yeah, this is like, I guess the ceiling ultimately. Yeah, it's got like a keyed fixing set up to it. So that'll like go like that. Imagine sleeping underneath a huge, massive, explosive torpedo. I mean, sure, sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. More like the rats, probably. Either way, thank you for watching. Come back for more Das Boot action on Pit Stain Hobbies next time. Adios, everybody. Click those damn links and smash the like button. Bye.